Hey guys, welcome back. We are on to part number 21 of the Spy Hunter. Want to see how much I can get put back together on this video today. We need to get the steering back together. I noticed this last night when I brought it in. The paint dried striped looking on this. So I'm going to reshoot this because I also need to, I forgot about, is I need to untape this shifter and put satin clear on the shaft. I totally forgot to do that. And I forgot one other thing too. The two wheels for the back of the cabinet. So let's pop these apart real quick. I'm just gonna sand these off camera. I'm gonna spray them silver again. They're barely rusty. They're actually in really good shape, but we're doing everything else. Let's just clean them up. So I'm gonna just pop these off and or pop them apart and then just paint them off camera, just sand them real quick. And then same thing with that shifter and that top piece. I'll probably just spray some clear on that top piece. I don't think it needs any more black paint. But I'm just gonna do all that now and let it set for a little bit. And then we'll work on putting the steering back in and stuff like that. So these come apart really easy. It's just an E-clip. Pull the pin and you're good to go. So really not much to them whatsoever. But we'll get them cleaned up, make them look pretty again. Maybe I'll paint these pins black, put a light coat of black paint on them, just clean them real quick. A little bit of surface rust on them, not horrible. As far as the wheels themselves, we can probably clean these up a little bit too. A little bit of fiberglass resin in there. But yeah, I'm gonna get all this stuff cleaned up and then I'll be back and we will start putting the steering in, and the shifter should be dry by then. We can slide that in and stuff like that. So I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, so I scrubbed the control panel with a magic eraser. Turned out pretty nice. I clear coated the shaft and everything. I cleaned the buttons. I brought out a bunch of width caps so that we can change the width cap on the monitor. Somebody had mentioned that it could be on the wrong sync, but I don't think the game will play if it's on positive sync. It's on negative sync right now. They said to make sure it was on negative sync, which it is. So that's not gonna help the issue. So we'll have to take the chassis out and put a different width cap in. Let's put this control panel back together. See how that goes. I don't know how fun it's gonna be getting that pin back in the shifter. I'm sure it's not gonna be a very good time. First thing I gotta do is get my grommet, or whatever the hell you call it. I think I'm gonna have to grab a pair of vice grips. Such an awkward piece. Okay, this is going to suck. Oh. Stupid fly. I forgot how I did this. That actually went a little bit. Sweet. I already got it halfway in. I just gotta drive it the rest of the way in. Without bending this. Just about got it. Say about 1/8 of an inch left. Got it. Look how nice that looks. Spring's not attached, but that's okay. We'll reattach it. And this is how the spring attaches, if anybody needs to know. It kind of just hangs there, and it goes around this plastic wheel, and then there's a little hole drilled in there. And that's all it does. Low, it pops out. High, it goes in. And that's it. That's all there is to it. So the micro switch is on and low, off and high. Gonna need another carriage bolt. Might have one out here. If I'm gonna polish these up. Okay, I just grabbed 4 new ones. Now the ones I have that are this long have writing on them. So I'm gonna show you here. We're gonna sand the writing off and then I'll polish them. So that's 400 grit, and it takes the letters off. I'm gonna go polish this one first so you can see the difference. So this is a stainless steel bolt with 3 letters stamped on it to a sanded and polished bolt. Look at the difference. So I'm gonna do these other 3, and then we're ready to put the steering in. Okay, so we have our steering shaft. Oh, it's taped up still. Yep, I'm the dumbass that wound it around rather than going up and down. Usually I'll go up and down, but I was being lazy. Jesus. Sticky ass tape. All right, so we have the shaft. Put our plastic washer on. Thought it would slip through, but it doesn't. There's another plastic washer on the inside, same as the outside one I just put on. It's upside down, but that's okay, because I don't think it matters right now. There we go. Okay. I grabbed new nuts as well, and these have these serrated built-in washers, and they're nice because they'll lock in place. It's almost like a locking nut, and it'll help hold it in place. No, last one's gonna be a pain. Before, this last one wasn't even in. Okay. Wires are in the way per usual. Got it. Put our E-clip on this side. Nice. And this, it's solid. It's not wiggling around in there and everything. I don't know that this game, you know, it sat in a garage or storage for a long time, supposedly. So I don't know how much play it really got. You leave the damn tape in the sun for one day and the shit sticks like never before. All right, I'm gonna get all this tape off and then I'll be back. Alrighty, put this onto here. Gotta put the button on first. It's for the other side. That goes that way. Actually, yeah, it goes like that. Well, that's the nut for that other side. I've got a big mess. Here's a new plug. Okay, now I lost a nut. It's up here somewhere. Well, time to pause the camera for another time. All right. Fell on the floor. And we're missing one of these little screws. They had a different style one crammed in there. I don't know if I have one. Those are tiny. Those almost look like the screws that hold the coin door onto the frame. Don't want to forget our red button. And I don't want to forget to put this on either. Well, I already screwed up. Jesus. This part, assembly of the rest of this stuff, is just a slow process. That's better. That's much better. Okay, round two. Stick the lock washer behind the button sticking out too far. All right. Better. Trying to remember here. These are nice stainless steel screws. They look good in here. It goes like that. This has got to go this way. Trigger goes in like that, just like that. So now you got to try to not get your wires pinched in there. Got to move them out of the way. Okay. I don't like that button. Feels like it's hanging up. I wonder if there's a wire in the way. This button has been changed. Somebody put a different one in there. So I'm trying to get it to fit better. That feels good. If it's not right, you got to fix it. Okay, I am happy with that. Okay. All right, perfect. I'm gonna do the other side off camera, then we'll come back and do the center. It's the exact same thing. Now that I'm gonna do this off camera, it'll probably go together real fast. That's usually how that works. Okay, that's together. Now we can put the button back together and put that in. I did clean it up. This thing is such a tight fit. Jesus. Don't even need the damn nut on it. Let's see if I can find a better, I'm gonna go look for a better clear plastic cover. This one looks like shit. Look at that, looks horrible. I actually have a red lens one, it might look a little better. Better than a cracked up looking clear one, because once that backing on the weapons van is red anyways, which makes it look red. You know what? I don't have 2 screws for this face. I went to buy more than 8 of those ones for the handles, and they only had 8. I think it's this size right here, which is actually smaller. I have to find something for that. Not going to the store tonight. Just want to see if that's it. It feels a little loose. Let me see if I have something. I don't think I do. Okay, I cleaned and polished 2 original ones. So that's together. I just need to put the carriage bolts in here and then bolt the shifter back down and stuff like that. I'm gonna do that off camera, and then I'll come back and we'll look at this, and then I want to do the monitor tonight and see if we can't fix that screen, and then I'm gonna call it quits. Tomorrow night we can mount the control panel and all that stuff. Okay, that's all back together. I polished those bolts. The latches are on the back of that, so that's ready to go, other than the hinge. I got to put the hinge on it. But I want to work on this monitor, see if we can switch out that width cap real quick. And like I said, I'm gonna call it a night. Should be able to just take it out without a bunch of effort. Monitor tube's still dirty. Okay, we need 515, I think it is. Where's that guy at? Don't know if I've ever messed with one on one of these Geo7s. $512, $513, $514, then it skips to $531. Why do they do this? I think it's 515. Let me check my chart. Could be wrong. No, it's C515. The hell's it at? C509. You would think you'd see it. It's usually a bigger cap. $519. $517. $518. $516. right here in front of my face. The big guy back there, like I said, should be a big one. Oh. I think I have done one of these on these. So I'm trying to remember if I go bigger or smaller. Bigger makes the monitor smaller. So I need to go lower. This is a 534. So I want to go a little smaller than that. Probably a 474. Oops. Melting my bag. That stinks. Grab some cutters real quick. If you're wondering why I didn't discharge the monitor's been off for 24 hours. There's usually no charge left in it. Okay, I think we just got our degauss and then powered up. Let's see if we made it a little bit wider. Not turning on. It's on. It's got static. Oh, it just takes forever. Now we still got a line at the bottom there. It's too bright in here. My red's too low. All right, so it looks like we need to go bigger. Crap. I don't think I can adjust that out. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go smaller rather. I'm gonna go one size smaller and then I'll be back. All right, guys, there it is. Went down to a width cap size of 394. So 394 worked good. My degaussing issue is gone. See that little tiny red line right there at the bottom? You'll never see it once the bezel's on and the black screen, because the bezel covers a little bit of the screen up. See, that's perfect. I mean, that's absolutely perfect. Actually, if anything, I'll have to adjust this a little bit. That might be a little high. I might actually have to turn it in a little bit or bring it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to turn it in a little bit actually. And that I can do with the width coil. Let me actually do that real quick. Let me see if I can spin it in a little bit. Because now it's a little hair too far. Okay, see, we got a little bit more garbage there showing now. I'm more concerned about the player 1 and player 2 at the top. That little bit of garbage I know will hide by the bezel here. Let me try to line this up with the holes. Right there is where this goes. According to the holes on the metal brackets, that's exactly where this sits. Come on. Any day now. Picture looks good. A little bit of weird lines right here. I don't know what that is. You can barely see it. I think once the, okay, that'll work. I'm happy with that. I think once the tinted bezel's on there, you're probably not going to see those lines. It's like a little bit of discoloration in the black of the screen. And that could be just because of the screen burn. Now, mind you, this plastic is filthy. Let me wipe it off real quick. Just give it a quick wipe off, make it look a little bit cleaner. Not going to go crazy here because still got to get the monitor in the game. Yeah, you can barely see it now. But yeah, that looks good. That looks real good. I like to try to get the screens as big as possible. Take it right to the edge. Turn the lights on real quick. All right, guys, that is part 21. Tomorrow, we will get the control panel on. We'll probably put the monitor in. Probably get the gas pedal in. I need to mount that power supply still, that converter board, and I need to put the PCB down in place. Probably should do that. Probably try to get as much done as I can tomorrow, And then probably Wednesday, I think if everything works, I should be done. Now, if there's something major wrong with the board when I play it, right now it looks totally fine. But if there ends up being something wrong, I don't really know if there's much I'm going to be able to do with it. Might have to send the board out. But if that is the case, I'll probably just have him pick up the game. We'll send the board out to Jeffrey. He'll have it done in a week or two, and he'll have it back. It's not the end of the world. I don't want this thing sitting around once I have it all together, because I don't really have anywhere safe to put it. So, but so far it looks fine. I don't see any glitching, anything weird. I think when we saw this double line over here, we'll know once we drive, because we'll start seeing land like this on this side, and that will determine if there's a problem or not. If it stays like this or gets funky, then obviously it's something in the board. And it might just be a chip, it might just be something stupid, I don't know, but we'll see what happens. I'm not gonna worry too much about it until we get it in the cabinet and we get it playing. So that's gonna end this part, guys. Let me know what you think. Once again, I'll tell you what, man, don't mind my burning paper. This kit from Arcade Parts and Repair has really done a ton for me. Now, this kit you can use on a G07, on a 4900, on a Sanyo 20EZ, on a K7000, and a 4600. So if you're having problems with a width coil, or like on a K7000, if you can't spin your width coil on a K7000, a width coil is between $49 and $54 for a width coil. You could buy this kit right here for 13 or 15 bucks, and it comes with a bunch of different sizes. So if you don't want to spend $50, $60 on a width coil, you can buy these width caps from Arcade Parts and Repair and probably get it close enough and save yourself 50, 60 bucks. 50 to 60 bucks. Well, hell, maybe even more by the time you pay for shipping, unless you order other stuff. If you're just ordering a width coil, you're probably gonna pay $10, $15 in shipping. I don't usually buy them. I bought a couple because I didn't have a choice. Like I had one that was burned up on one of the K7000s. And what are you gonna do? Either you have a, I don't know what that is, a working, either you get your K7000 working by buying a new width coil, or you don't use it. So you gotta look at those parts of it too. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I should be doing an arcade pickup tomorrow, and I don't know if I mentioned this at the beginning of the video or not, but a guy I know, Greg, real nice guy. I bought quite a few things off of him over the years. Arcade Jason has as well. I kind of like what he does. He buys games really cheap, gets them working, and sells them. He doesn't make huge profits on it, on anything he does, but he gets them in, he gets them fixed, and he ships them on to the next person. If you want to buy a game from him, I mean, you could buy a working pinball from him for 700 bucks. You know, older ones, late 70s, maybe early 80s, mid 70s. I mean, where are you going to get a working pinball for $700? You know what I mean? And if you want to clean it up at that point, that's up to you. But just to be able to get a working game, it's worth it, you know. He does arcade games, pinball, poker machines, slot machines, all that stuff. But anyways, he messaged me after I did that short video today when I thought I was picking up a 22-inch TV, and it ended up being a 19. Apparently, Sylvania TVs, all the TVs, usually the first two numbers on a TV is the size of the tube. Well, on the Sylvania, it said 2219. So I took it as that's a 22-inch TV. And it ended up being a 19-inch TV. They used the last two numbers. No big deal. I got it for free. I went a little bit out of my way. I probably wasted an hour of my day, but I don't care. I got a free TV out of it. So, so looking around, I did find a 24-inch TV because that tube in Space Encounters, I believe, is bad. I talked with Arcade Jason about it yesterday. We went back and forth. We looked at the schematics. He told me to take pin number 2 on the neck board, which is not really a neck board, just the neck socket, and ground it out real fast. Just ground it out real fast and see if the screen lights up. It wouldn't light up. And he says if the screen doesn't light up, more than likely the tube is shot. So I was like, shit, now what, you know? and that's a 22-inch tube. He says it's a 23, even though it's labeled 22, so I'm not sure. They actually do make 22 and 23-inch TVs. There's not many around. There's actually a 23-inch TV right now in Indiana, but I'm not driving to Indiana to get a 23-inch tube. That's what size is in here. So I found a 24-inch tube for 25 bucks, a 24-inch TV, and I was just gonna make that fit. I was gonna put if the yoke readings were right, or swap the yoke and put a K7000 on it, take my red, green, blue, and sync, tie them together, and get myself a black and white TV is what I need for this, because that has a gel coating over top. But anyways, Greg messaged me real shortly after I got home and said, I have a monitor for you. He's like, you can pick it up tomorrow. He's like, the chassis is screwed, but the tube should be good. So I'm getting it for next to nothing. So I'm gonna go to his shop tomorrow. Hopefully I'm picking up that arcade game, and then I'll go to his shop, pick up that tube from him. And then, because I would like to see if I can, I want to see if anything's on the board, if the board is displaying anything. I don't know yet. I can go in the basement and get a 19-inch monitor and ground it all together. I'm trying not to cut wires or take wires apart. I'd rather not do that. I did find a guy that will work on those boards, but he is a minimum of 14 to 16 weeks out. And I don't think I want to wait 14 to 16 weeks to get my board fixed. So, you know, I don't know what it's going to be yet. I don't know if anything's going to display on the screen. Will we have garbage? Will we have nothing? I don't know. But I would like to find out. Maybe I can get all the socketed chips reburned and I can put new sockets on those. And then there's probably going to be some RAM issues with it. Greg had told me that I can use the Space Invaders test ROM or whatever that is, and it should tell me parts of it. I'm not sure. I will also ask Jason. I mean, if it's partially working, maybe I can con Jason in to help me one night, you know, get it up and running. I'll see what happens. He has a Space Encounters at his house, so really wouldn't be that big a deal to pull it out and plug my board in, you know, in his cabinet. But we'll see what happens. So, because I really want to get that fixed, because that cabinet bottom has not got much life left, and I don't want it to get any worse, because then I'm gonna have to cut up even higher, and I don't want to do that. So I want to get that straightened out as soon as possible. When this project is gone, excuse me, barely slept last night. When this project is gone, I have a minimum of 3 cabinets, possibly 4, for the guy in Michigan who had bought my Journey, the second Journey cabinet I restored. He wants the Tempest, he wants the Sinistar, and the Robotron. So the Sinistar and Robotron, we're gonna use a multi-board from Arcade Shop, and obviously just set it on Robotron and just on Sinistar. He doesn't work on games. I think he might do some work on pinballs and stuff like that, but anyways, you know, he wants it to be reliable and not have to worry about it. And obviously it's gonna be a little cheaper buying the JAMA board versus trying to buy all the original boards and all that and make sure they work. I mean, my Sinistar has not worked right for more than a week. I still don't have sound. I don't know what's wrong with it yet. But, and then the Tempest, still waiting on 2 monitors from Jason. I was gonna put one of the monitors in that Tempest, and I was gonna buy a multi-board from Jason and set that on Tempest. Then the guy will have 3 really reliable games. And as far as the monitor goes, it'll either be, I don't know, I got to talk to Jason and see, but what he's planning on doing is using a regular arcade monitor and adapting it to be a vector monitor. Guess he's waiting on some parts and stuff. I don't think he's ordered them yet, but he's going to be soon. He's real busy. I try not to bother him because he's always making stuff for Arcade Shop, and they're always making new stuff, and he's just busy, and I get it. He assembles all those boards himself, him and his wife and his son, and that's a lot of work, you know what I mean? That's nights of being up soldering. But anyways, so the Tempest, I want to put in one of his monitor setups with his board, and I have a wiring harness for it and a power brick. So I have everything to put that together minus I haven't bought the board yet or the monitor, or got the monitor yet. So those are gonna be 3 really reliable games in original cabinets. I'm gonna try to save all the artwork that I can. And at least the games will be restored back to original appearance, original artwork and everything. And if somebody wants to find the board sets in the future, if he were to get rid of them and turn it back to original, it would be really easy to do. So, all right, I'm gonna quit talking. I'm gonna upload this video and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.